I'm always getting my lenses on the camera full of dust. Anyway, got a package here. I'm amazed. This came from India. I ordered it on the 16th. It's now the 23rd, so what's that? 7 days. Took a week. It's for the it's from the Himalayan. I replaced the chain and sprockets only about 5,000 miles ago. Originally, I bought the Himalayan brand new. 6 miles on the clock. I think 6 miles on the clock it had. I'll have to zoom into that. Oh, 4.1 miles, that's even better. I've done about 15,000 miles on it. Or 14 to 15,000 miles. And then the original chain had its day. And it was time to replace it. So I went on to the auction site, and my mate Dickie Mint Cycles, he said, get yourself a DID chain. So I got a DID chain, and I got a fancy gold sprocket, and also a gearbox sprocket as well, and fitted them. And I noticed pretty quick, within a 1500 mile, 2000 mile, that DID chain was already starting to get tight spots, and it got to the point over the next 3,000 mile where the chain became even worse, tight spot. So I set the slack to about 25-30 mil for the tight spot, and then the slack of the chain was 2 to 3 inches, and it was horrible. It was becoming really horrible to ride. The bike was becoming sort of juddery, really, just unpleasant. And I thought, well, I've got to do something about it. So went online and bought from India a genuine, I think it's genuine, original Royal Enfield chain and sprockets for the Himalayan. 53 quid, and it's here in a week. So I'm going to open this up now, have a look at it, and then fit it to my Himalayan. (15-tooth) drive sprocket. I've gone with the 15-tooth original spec for that, because I want to keep the gearing the same. The wheel sprocket. It's always advisable to replace like for like. When you replace the chain, they advise you to also replace drive sprockets at the same time, so they all wear together. So I got a quick link, all nicely greased up. Genuine. It looks like a genuine chain. It's got the R, I guess, for Royal on it. Yeah, there you go. One brand new chain for the Himalayan. Welcome to my garage. I've managed to take the drive sprocket off the bike. I've managed to take the rear sprocket off. And initially, when I looked at the rear sprocket, I thought that still looks good. I think it probably still is good, but it's not until you put them side by side that you see a difference. I'll try and show you. So this on my right hand side, that would be probably your left hand side, is the new sprocket, and this is the old sprocket. And what I'm looking at is the actual sort of square right at the tip, and you can see on the new one here it's a lot bigger than on the old one. So there definitely is some wear in the sprocket. I'm looking at the actual sort of drive sprockets themselves. Again, the same thing is occurring, but it's not as bad, I don't think. The drive sprocket seems to be sort of, this is the new drive sprocket, this is the old one. The old one seems doesn't seem too bad, but when I look at it in this direction, I can see it's beginning to wear. So anyway, I've got a new sprocket back and front, so I'm going to fit them. Quite an easy job so far. Bit of a bugger getting the drive sprocket off of the gearbox spindle, but just by using a 30mm socket and putting my foot on the brake, I was able to break that and get it to come loose. So I'll just reassemble now. Sync them up, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, just out for a little bimble, a little test on the Himalayan. As you now are aware, I've got brand new chain and sprockets on the bike, and I've so far driven just a mile and a half, and immediately the bike is back to its old self again. What happened, it developed a shudder. I think it probably developed it maybe 2,000 or 3,000 miles ago, but it was very gradual, and I realised when I was adjusting the chain that I had a very tight spot on the chain, and then so I adjusted it for the correct slack on the tight spot, and everywhere else the chain was really sloppy, so it became difficult to get a happy medium. So whether it was actually the chain which had started to wear, or whether it was the sprockets not being concentric, I'm not sure. Anyway, there's no shuddering now. It's yeah, it feels really nice. It's smooth. It's just the way it should be. So that was a result. I was really amazed actually at the cost and the time of shipping. I bought the chain and the sprockets from India, and it took 7 days to arrive, and I think that's exceptional. And not only that, I only paid £53.99 for them. So I mean, for that sort of money, you can't get a chain and sprockets for a push bike, let alone a motorcycle. So I fitted the genuine Royal Enfield chain. I think you've seen all that. The chain that I took off was a DID chain, and that chain only lasted 6,000 miles. So when I had this bike from new, obviously it came fitted with the original Himalayan Royal Enfield chain, and that one lasted 14,000 miles. We've had a bit of rain, a few puddles on the road, but it really rained heavy last night, and that was Storm Eowyn. Being down in the south down here, we didn't get the brunt of it. I think you lot up north and the borders of Scotland, I think, really have been hit hard by it. So anyway, we'll have a little bimble around. I'm not going to go too far, so I just want to really just check the chain and the sprockets, make sure that they're okay. I think it's really important on the Himalayan to get your chain tension right as well. But I do tend to err with it on the slack side, and I think perhaps I've been going a bit too slack with it. The last thing you want to do is put undue pressure on gearbox sprockets, gearbox bearings and back rear wheel bearings. Maybe that was the reason why the chain went off in the first place. Maybe it was just creating too much slop. Anyway, we head down this lane. This is Fesden Lane, a nice lane, nice and quiet normally, hardly any traffic. Yeah, nice. I've got 20,300 mile on the Himalayan now, and it's my go-to bike. I've got 3 motorcycles, as some of you are aware. I did have a comment from a Mr. Baraka. He said he couldn't understand, what word did he use? Was it reasoning? Oh, yeah. He couldn't understand my reasoning for getting the Interceptor. He said, why did you get the Interceptor? You know, he thought maybe it was, I got it cheap, really cheap, and therefore I was going to do loads of videos on the Interceptor and promote the bike and the brand, etc. And yeah, I think he said that my V-Strom is a much better bike. I have to agree. I think the V-Strom is a much better bike. It's a more solidly built machine, I'd say, but I wouldn't say it's a better bike in some ways. There's a bit muddy and horrible here. The V-Strom 1000 is a great bike on the motorways. It's great for the real long distance journeys that I might do on occasion, but for your everyday pottering around, it's perhaps not so ideal. I mean, something like this, the Himalayan, is ideal for the pottering around rides that I do mostly. But the Interceptor, the reasons why I bought the Interceptor were really just because I like the bike, I like the style of it, the retro classic design. When I went to buy this bike in 2019, just over five years ago, I walked into the showroom, and the Interceptors and the Continental GTs had just come out, and I wasn't aware of them. I walked into the showroom wanting to buy the Himalayan because I wanted the dual sport, the adventure aspect of the bike. That's what was appealing to me. But that was the first time that I also saw the Interceptor and the Continental GT, and I must admit, I looked at them then and I thought, I really like that. I like the old school look of that. And I remember saying to Martin, the owner of Bike Trades, one day I said I'll have an Interceptor, and I had one for 5 years, and it wasn't until you know, I saw the bike that I eventually bought just a couple of months ago that I actually pulled the trigger and bought it. So that was the only reason really, Mr. Baraka, why I bought it. And I like the extra horsepower. It's got 47 horsepower compared to Chugg's 24, and there's times when I go out, especially with the Saturday group ride, when they'll be on a mixture of bikes, sometimes there isn't quite enough power in the Himalayan, and I wished I had a few extra ponies. So that was the reason why, another reason why I bought the Interceptor. No agenda behind it, absolutely no agenda whatsoever. It's just a bike that I fancied. The Himalayan on every other occasion is perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. It's running like a dream, this bike is. Absolute dream. That new chain and sprocket has made it really smooth. I'm happy. Yeah, that horrible judderiness is gone. Anyway, I'm just going to enjoy the ride now. Hope you follow along for a little bit of the ride. Not going to go nowhere much, just bimble around, put a bit of music to it, and that's just a quick update on the Himalayan. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully be out camping soon.